Hello students, I am Renu Matthew, Assistant Professor, MC Department, IISM Pune.
Today, let us discuss test design techniques. The purpose of test design techniques are to identify test conditions, test cases, and test data. Test design techniques help you design better test cases to test any application. Since exhaustive testing is not possible, testing techniques help reduce the number of test cases to be executed while increasing test coverage. They help identify test conditions that are otherwise difficult to recognize. Prominently, there are three types of test design techniques. Black box test design technique, which are specification based. White box test design technique, which are structure based. Experience based test design techniques like exploratory and error guessing methods. In this lecture, we will be covering two types of black box test design techniques. Black box test design technique is a procedure to derive and or select test cases based on an analysis of the specification, either functional or non-functional, of a component or a system without reference to its internal structure. The prominent test design techniques used in black box testing are equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, decision table testing, state transition testing, and use case testing. Let us first learn equivalence partitioning. Equivalence partitioning can be applied to all levels of testing like unit testing, integration testing, and system testing. It divides the set of test conditions into a partition that can be considered the same, and it divides the input data of software into different equivalence data classes. Equivalence partitioning is used to achieve good input and output coverage. It can be applied to human input, input through interfaces to a system, or interface parameters in integration testing. For example, let us consider burger ordering application. Let us consider the behavior of order burger text box in the order form of the application. Burger order values 1 to 10 is considered valid. In such cases, a success message is shown, while value 11 and above are considered invalid for order, and an error message will appear that only 10 burgers can be ordered. Here, the test conditions will be any number greater than 10 entered in the order for burger field, let's say 11, is considered invalid. Any number less than 1, that is 0 or below, is considered invalid. Numbers 1 to 10 are considered valid entries. We know that testing with all possible values is impractical, as possible values of inputs can be any negative or positive number or 0. So we divide the possible values of burger count into classes. These divided sets are called as equivalent partitions or equivalent classes. Then we pick one value from each partition for testing. So from the illustration, we can understand that there are three equivalent classes. One valid class ranging from 1 to 10, two invalid classes, one among them values 0 and less than 0, and the second one values greater than 10. The assumption behind this technique is that if one condition or value in a partition passes, all other will also pass. Likewise, if one condition in a partition fails, all other conditions in that partition will fail. So let us take representative values from all the three partitions or classes. From the valid partition, that is partition 2, let it be 5. If 5 passes the test, then the whole set of partition, that is 1 to 10, are considered pass or valid. In the same way, from the partition 1, let's take -1 as the input value. So if -1 fails the test, the whole set will fail or will be invalid. Similarly, if 88 from the third partition fails, then the whole set will fail. So the rules for deriving equivalence classes are: if input condition is a range, then 1 valid and 2 invalid classes are defined. So altogether there will be 3 test cases. If input condition is a specific value, then 1 valid and 2 invalid classes are defined. Again there will be 3 test cases. If input condition is a member of a set, then 1 valid and 1 invalid classes are defined, and there will be altogether 2 test cases. If input condition is Boolean, that is true or false, then 1 valid and 1 invalid classes are defined, and therefore there will be 2 test cases. So the steps used in equivalence partitioning are: first, analyze the input conditions, then get the equivalence classes according to the guidelines and identify input data from each class, and then design the test cases for each input data identified. One should keep in mind that if the tester mistakenly takes 2 partitions as equivalent, and if they are not, a test situation will be missed by the tester. Or on the other hand, if the tester thinks 2 objects are different and if they are not, the test will be redundant. So equivalence partitioning minimizes the number of test cases required to cover the input conditions. Now let's go to the second test design technique under black box testing technique. Boundary value analysis is a variant and refinement of equivalence partitioning. In BVA, that is boundary value analysis, you test boundaries between equivalence partitions. It assumes that false tends to loiter near boundaries and is used to uncover errors at boundaries. It tests values on both the sides of the boundaries. Values at and just beyond the boundaries of the input domain are used to generate test cases to ensure proper functionality of the system. So the steps used in boundary value analysis are: first, create equivalence partitions, then identify boundary values for the valid partitions, which is 1 less than the exact boundary value, and 1 more than the precise boundary. And finally, design the test cases for each input data identified. Let us take an example to understand this technique. Let us consider the login form of an application with input box for password, which accepts minimum 6 characters and maximum 10 characters. The equivalent partitions are here. First, the string of length less than 6 will be the first invalid class. Strings length 6 to 10 will be the valid class. String length greater than 10 will be the second invalid class. So the test scenarios will be: if we enter 0 to 5 characters in password field, the system should not accept it. If we enter 6 to 10 characters in password field, the system should accept it. If we enter characters greater than 10 in password field, the system should not accept it. So here the exact boundary values are 6 characters and 10 characters. 1 less than the exact boundary will be 5 characters and 9 characters, where 5 characters belong to the invalid class and 9 characters fall in the valid class. One more than the precise boundary will be 7 characters and 11 characters, where 7 characters belong to the valid class and 11 characters belong to the invalid class. So altogether, 6 test cases will be required to completely test the password field. So if we take as an example of input box which should accept the number 1 to 10 and apply both equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis, then the total number of test cases using equivalence partitioning will be 3, one each from the 3 classes, of which one will be a valid input and 2 invalid inputs. Total number of test cases using BVA will be 6, 4 valid inputs and 2 invalid inputs. That's all for this lecture. Stay tuned for the upcoming video on the other types of black box testing techniques. Thank you.